Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 7 Days Valencia. It's me, JD Sensei. How are we doing? All right, we're gonna take some stuff out here. I just can't remember what. I'm waiting on a little concrete to cook up. Uh, yeah, I guess we'll just take this out. I need to load up the mini bike if that's why you're wondering why I have all the gas and the auger with me. Because the next episode, we're gonna go out to the desert. We're gonna do a trader run, go out to the desert, get some sand, get some dirt, get some shale, whole bunch of good stuff like that. So that's gonna be a thing. I knew I had more frames in here, and I should take. I don't need to take this at the moment. I was thinking about that. I do want to take this. I have a reason for that. Okay, let's drop off all the gas, the auger and the gas, so we have that, so I don't have to worry about that later. Keep the axe on me. We'll throw the hammer. Actually, we'll use the hammer for upgrading later. But for right now, I gotta drop into the base because I had my usual idiot show up last night. Should probably not be on the sniper rifle either. I did have a couple of idiots, and I know there was a screamer banging on something up here, so I need to see what she broke. Thought it'd be better. I didn't hear anybody walking through wood. I didn't hear anybody, but that never stops them. So let me just take a peek-see. I don't see a body down there. No, it's just some grass. Probably gonna have to remove that grass at some point too. Yeah, I see where she was operating. Right over here. Nails. Why would I need nails? Just want to take a quick run around because I did hear a body drop too earlier. Oh, there's another one. This is quicker, you know. And okay, yeah, they seem to congregate in one little area. They really do. They seem to congregate in one little area and just kind of bump around. Not really amazing, but just annoying. God dang it. Okay. I didn't think there was anything really major in here. I figured I'd just take a look, see what they did. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. All right. So let's bump this out. Let's bump this in. Let's bump the snipey out because we don't need that at the moment. And I need to bump in the hammer. So bump that out. Toss the hammer in. There we go. All right, well, finished up. I think what we want to do in the morning hours, because you guys know the morning hours are for building, and the afternoon hours are for, getting stuff done. Getting various runs, looting, stuff like that. Are these upgraded? Yeah, I think they are. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. I am running low on stone. I'm running low on sand. It's starting to run out of stuff. The reason I tried not to do this stuff overnight too is because I don't have a mine in this area. I could build one, but I don't really want to. I mean, I don't have a mine close to my base. Alright, so it's not too bad. Go get the rest of the concrete before we start off so I know what we're dealing with. Get the block out. Yeah, we're coming along. I mean, realistically speaking, this base is for the most part, done. I'm just procrastinating about exposing the spikes for the moment. So, right now I'm just like, I don't want to fix crap. Let them up there, bang on the walls a bit. No, it's fun. That night they're pretty harmless. You get like between 2 and 5 creepers at night. I think I saw 4 out there once. I didn't pay too much attention to them. 2,800. It's not bad. I can make roughly around 4,000 concrete a night. So I could make more if I had more stone. But I need a ton of stone to do that. So I have more than enough forges and stuff for that. All right, but the next thing we wanted to do is we want to do the other side. See, the only 2 things really left to do now are at some point maybe some lighting down here. Something a little different. Because this really didn't work out. I'm thinking something like this up here, like what I did back in Ruby, just throw that up on a couple of things and point it inwards. Might do that. But the real deal is going to be like right here. Start taking this crap out. Get this side done, and then worry about the centerpiece. The centerpiece right over there, in between these 2 farms. And that'll be the last portion we really have to do over here. And then, because I'm going to do the next day tomorrow. Because again, I do 2 episodes per recording session, unless there's a horde night, So, the next recording session, we're going to be finishing up over here a little bit more, and then we're going to be working on Le Horde base, the new Horde base, which could require the destruction of a couple of houses too, which I don't really care. I'll do it. Not bother me in the least. And we'll worry about the back half over here in a bit. But we just need 3 rows of this. And that'll pretty much clear this up. And then just basically the backside and this middle portion right here. And then for all intents and purposes, we're pretty much done. This place is up and operational, ready to run. I mean, I have a few ideas for little stuff to be annoying, because I can do said things, but they're not required in any way, shape, or form. They're just there for style points. It's one of those things I'm debating on, too, because I like the way the base looks now, which is nice and open, and pretty good fields of fire, views for fields of fire and stuff like that. So if I do some of the stuff I want, it ends up looking cluttered, which is not a thing I want to deal with. I need... take the knife out for now. Don't really need... That's in there. And again, you do this just so you don't have to worry about weird button presses and stuff being... Yeah, I had most of it done. Weird hit detection and stuff, You leave a piece of grass close and it ends up deciding that that's where you wanted your frame to be. Way the hell over there. Give me that. Gotta pick up the rocks. Gotta pick up the rocks, guys. Rocks are gonna throw you off every damn time. That's good. I'm actually gonna get some of this stuff out of here a little bit more. Every time I have to do this, I like to bash out just a little bit more. not too long. Oh, I didn't mean to punch the rock. Dude, how badass do you have to be to, like, just haul off a cold cock of rock? Just wham! I am your father, and I will smack the rock. What? And listen, I have no idea what ring of hell I brought that up from, or whatever. God, man, you ever just lose your train of thought as you're gonna say it and sound like an idiot? Anyways, yeah, I downloaded the character creator for Dragon's Dogma 2. Somebody didn't like it. It was funny. I don't really care. It again, I've said this before. I know there's somebody out there, and I don't know who it is, and I don't really care because it doesn't affect me. I just find it amusing. But anytime I do anything that is not, as far as I can tell, if it's not 7 Days to Die related, I get a dislike. I'm like, I don't care. Again, this, this is a hobby right now. It's just fun to do. So I don't know why people do that. I mean, maybe they think it means I'll just do 7 Days to Die. No. But anyways, I did the Dragon's Dogma, and yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just the character creator. That's all they gave us. They didn't give us a real demo. We'll see. Maybe we might get one this week. I don't know. I don't care. The only reason I did it is one, I'm really excited for Dragon's Dogma, and two, because we get to carry that over to the main game. So, because I am going to stream that on Twitch, not a full Let's Play, a couple hours here and there of where I am in the game and stuff like that. But I am going to stream it, so getting the character creation done now, has the dual benefit of letting me do my stuff, make up my pawn, all that good stuff. And it also saves me when I decide to stream. I get to jump right in the game. Don't have to worry about character creation. Just going to town and doing what we got to do. And I do have some engagement on it too, which I found. Somebody actually asked, sorry for calling you somebody. I don't know if you watched the 7 Days to Die contact though. But anyways, yeah, somebody was like, God, they just posted too. It's early in the morning for me. But they were saying if I'm running a thief, which for those of you who don't know, but if you played Dragon's Dogma 1, they kind of split the OG Strider, which was daggers and bows, into two jobs now. So thief is daggers and archer is obviously bows. So they were asking, like, if I'm going to go main thief, what do you think my pawn should be? And I'm like, it's too early to tell right now. We don't know roughly how the game works. We do know some things. It does work sort of like before. Excuse me. Anyways, it does work sort of like before where your stats carry over. But from preview builds that people have had up, journalists and stuff, it doesn't seem like it works the same way. One of the annoying things about the OG was like now this is really only applies to min-maxers, but anytime you looked up a guide or anything, you'd see like, so you want to play this class? All right, so what I need you to do is from levels 1 to 20, we need you to be a fighter. From levels 20 to 80 or 100, you want to be this class. And the whole point was to get the stats for your preferred class to get close to, being the best. Like if you were a magic archer, you had to spend a lot of time on sorcerer to get your magic stat up. It doesn't work like that, according to what I've been reading. Like if you switch over from fighter, from mage to fighter, your stats will differentiate based on your level. So, like, it's kind of hard to describe because I haven't seen it personally, and we'll have to try it out. But from everything that's been said, it doesn't work like that anymore. You're not forced to play a class you might not give a damn about for an extended period of time just to play the class you want to play. That was never really a requirement, but yeah, you didn't have to. But if you wanted to get to the end game and do big time damage to the Dragon, to the cool stuff you saw in videos and stuff, you had to roughly approximate that stuff, and it was just generally a good idea. I can tell you right now, if you went pure mage, you were going to be a glass cannon. You would do a lot of damage, but you could not take a hit to save your life. Both literally and figuratively, you were going to get one-shotted big time. It was going to happen, so it was usually in your best interest to throw at least a little bit, and you had to play all the classes too to get the skills that you needed. Say like you wanted this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill, you had to play like, you know, one job up to like, I forget what, but you want to get the DCP on it, I forget what that stands for, but it was like a job points. You wanted the job points to... Oh, not bad. Still doing good on concrete. Okay. I think we should do the middle. Anyways, yeah, but you wanted to get that done, so you had the required skill sets, you know. And again, if you've never played the game, this is all Greek to you. You know, it's all foreign language. But to those who did play, it does make sense. There was a lot of restrictive stuff. They are going with the lack of fast travel. Not lack thereof. If you played the original, fast travel was very limited. Took some strategy. I actually kind of liked it. I don't know how it's going to work with the world, because the world is like 4 times bigger than the OG game. And you have to take carts and stuff, and you can get ambushed in carts, so it's not like passive fast travel. They've shown that. You ride in the cart for fast travel, and like, you know, an ogre just jumps down, and you have to jump out of the cart and start beefing with them. So it's going to be a little different. Yeah, but the OG game had a limited fast travel. You had like port crystals. And I'm talking the OG before they did Dark Arisen and all that. But even the OG game, they had fast travel. They just didn't have the permanent port crystal at the starter town or anything like that. So it'd be interesting to see what it is. I kind of liked it, though, because I might be in the minority there. But I liked it because it did force you to, one, actually explore the world, but two, you had to be... It kind of sucked that you had to know what was going to happen, but say like a character needed to go a certain place and you had to protect them. So if you read the escort mission and you knew where that place was, you could just pick up a port crystal. When I think originally it was like 4 or 3 or 4 that you would get throughout the game. You could go get your one of your port crystals, move it right to that thing, teleport to it with the escort, and then you'd be done. It was actually necessary too. It's a little tiny bit of what happens in Dark Souls. It was very easy to work up several missions. You know, really work them up. There were some really close windows of meetings, or meeting certain NPCs at a certain time, and there was a very sneaky window. If you missed it, you would lock yourself out of that quest or something like that. The Princess of Grand Sorn, I think she was a princess? I don't remember. But she had a nasty one. It wasn't terrible. It was just, there was some weird time restraints in it. So things could get borked. So it was weird. But I am excited for a game, obviously, as you can tell, as we're playing 7 Days to Die, and I'm talking about Dragon's Dogma. Go figure. It's in a couple of weeks, so... I'll be streaming some of it on Twitch. Don't worry. If you don't watch Twitch, the mod will be up. It'll just be like a regular video. I export everything over here because I trust Twitch to keep my VODs. Not at all. I don't. But yeah. And again, I want to build up the stream, Twitch following is a bit better. I need to get better equipment for streaming too. Does anybody like the new banner? And I did not use the, I want to say, I did not do that from scratch. That is a screenshot of something else with a bunch of, with 3D paint used to throw in the tree stump. And, you know, edited out and cropped up. Tried to get out some of the stuff. I just used a screenshot of something. If you're pretty eagle-eyed and you know your stuff, you probably have an idea, at least a basic idea what that's from. It would hold up in that. I would assume it'd hold up in transformative if somebody's like, ah, that's my asset. I'm like, bro, some of those assets are not yours. Just saying, those are standard assets. I'm sure somebody wanted to get creative, but then again, who's gonna really jump on a channel with sub 1,000, less than 1,000 subs? Say your banner's bad. But yeah, I just threw it together with 3D paint. I think it came out good. I like it. I like it. It's a little more eye-catching than the old red and white banner that I just threw together on MS Paint for like, because I didn't have one. So, and I'll say some of the banners I've seen, I'm not even worried because I've seen, like, there's another guy that's got my same name. There's a bunch of us said JD Sensei isn't really that big, as unique as I'd say it is. But one of the ones that pops up with me is literally like freaking, what, Sasuke or some crap? It's like, bro, if you can use that, I'm not worried about what I'm using. And just to say, I've never watched the content or anything. I'm just pointing out the fact that we have the same name. But their banner is definitely copyright. So, you know, so their banner is fine. My banner is A-OK. Well, maybe they got the rights. I don't know. That could be a thing. I would assume it just falls under like transformative and stuff. Okay, so we basically have everything done except for the back port. I just wanted to drop off some crap. The back portion, which we're gonna might as well dig it out now. I definitely don't have the concrete to finish it. But what I can do though is swap these for that. We can at least get it dug out and get the frames in, and then we'll only need a little bit more concrete to finish that up. I was originally going to go with wood in between the farms. I figured, screw it. We'll just go like that. And then I want to get some things out. We can't run between the farm anymore, just so you know. Or at least we won't be after I'm done with it. Right here? Yep. Okay. Wasn't really looking forward to having to go in my base and grab some frickin' dirt because I hit the wrong area, but you know what? See, this makes it easier to put in this row. Because now I can tell how far I gotta go out. And we're gonna do a few more things for this, and like I said, I might hit one of those other towns and steal like 3 more lights from there's a prison in the town that's close with all the good stuff with popping pills. I gotta remember to bring the wrench too and steal that other chemistry station that's over there and the popping pills. I'll grab that too while I'm there. But yeah, one of the things I was really excited to try out. Granted, again, character creator, not Valencia. But I do find it funny, like whenever I do anything different, I usually get at least one dislike. I literally got freaking Gandalf down there. I mean, they could. I don't know the exact reason. Yeah, they could generally not like the video. It's just weird that it's always on something that's not 7 Days to Die. Odd. I had the same thing happen when I used to play The Sims 4 a lot. As soon as I started up Ruby early on, I would get a lot of, 1 or 2 dislikes. And it just gives that image that, what? You're not doing Sims anymore? Or how dare you do something else, Again, I don't see the reasoning for the dislikes. There's never a reason. Honestly, I don't really do dislikes on videos. I don't think they serve a purpose. But that's kind of the thing we're in now. Gotta have your opinion, I guess. I don't really do dislikes, though. I just don't. The only thing I do is, I know it affects the algorithm a little bit. I don't know how much. But what I do is, when it comes out, if I watch one and I don't like the video, the way the algorithm at least looks like it works is, so say I watch a video on, for whatever reason, shows up in my feed and it's something stupid about cooking, and I watch it. The next one I get, well, hey, recommended for you. I'll start getting more of that. So if I'm really not interested in it, I watched a little bit of the first one, didn't do anything for me. For the next couple of page refreshes, all I'll do is I'll, click on the little tab there. It says not interested in. It eventually disappears. So that's my go-to method. I don't really do the dislike thing. I just don't see the point. I know it affects the algorithm, but not as much as clicking on something and saying, not interested. Because that'll actually, especially if it's something I'm really not interested in, like if I knew it. If I'm, like, I thought I might be interested in something, I wanted to check out a video, it starts slowing down everything related to it. So it can be a double-edged sword if you might think you might be in just this creator is wrong, but for me, it's usually my go-to. It's still not perfect, but as far as I can tell, dislikes don't do a lot. Ever since they turned off the ability to see it without a frickin' add-on, but at least from my creative standpoint, I get a dislike on a video, and there's no context, so I don't know why that happens. I mean, I've had it on 7 Days to Die videos too, and I'm like, okay, not really constructive when I don't know why it was disliked. That's the only issue I've ever had with the dislike system. I wish there was an option to say, just something simple like not relevant, not entertaining, misinformation, anything like that to improve it. But I guess, YouTube went with the we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings routine and just said basically, screw it, we're not doing that anymore. We'll just get rid of all the dislikes. All right, I'm just going to get rid of everything I don't need for this. Probably every time I take these out, I end up needing them. I'm taking that stuff out for a reason. I'm going to go up and grab some barbed wire frames. We're going to do some wrong floor, JD. Right floor. I'm going to get some barbed wire frames. Fences, sorry. And we got 87. I just want to fix up a little bit over there. We'll hold off eating. But I want to make sure those tools are out because we're going to start our little journey. Should have an airdrop today, too. Yeah, I go on these little tangents about stuff a lot. So if you're new to my channel, get ready, folks. There was one thing it was to continue going on tangents and not explain what I'm doing. We'll talk about that when I get there. But yeah, one thing I was thinking about. This is me early in the morning with nothing better to do. Um, I was thinking about this today. It was funny. And first of all, let me explain what I'm doing. Okay, so we're just going to beat this up a little bit. And we're just going to do it from like right here. Just like this. Yeah, that's fine. All right. This to make it a little annoying for anybody that wants to walk on through. I really shouldn't hold down the button either. I'm going to misplace. All right, but now this makes it so I have to walk around and do it. So you just got to remember to walk through my bit. I don't need much more concrete. But that's basically the plan right here. This is just to make even field of fire so I can see what's going on. But yeah, let's just drop these bad boys in here. And again, these are mainly just to keep Zombinos, like if I'm working in the farm, they can't hit me when I'm walking in between here because it's just too hard to walk in here and not get hung up on one of these fences. That'll do. That'll do. That's really all I wanted to do right there. All right, let's do one more thing, farm related. Now I have to walk this way. This I'll harvest at a later date. Now I can just, yoop. And for these, for whatever reason, I can't jump over them, but I wanted to harvest the coffee. Yeah. We're going to sell the coffee. So this is one of the things going on the sell and run that we're going to do. All right, so what I was getting ready to talk about, I just found it interesting. I was thinking about it today. It's a weird thing. You guys know what an introvert and an extrovert are, right? Did you know they can be the same thing? What I mean is you can't be both, not really. I like to call it a functioning introvert. And I use myself as an example because there's, again, you guys know I'm into a lot of stuff, right? So there's a thing going on where I don't know why that one doesn't want to click, but there's a thing going on where it was bullying and stuff. It kind of heavy stuff, and it's been all over the place. I've talked about it before, but one of the things one of the actual people said, and a lot of these people are introverts, but they're like, well, how do they do things like collabs and stuff if you're an introvert? And it's true. Because they were like, this person's a super introvert, but they have like these huge connections, can do multiple collabs and stuff like that. And it's different for everybody, but it's true. It's true. It's what I like to call a functioning introvert, just like for lack of a better term, a functioning alcoholic, which is a term. There are people that can actually function relatively well. It's not good. Whereas a functioning introvert is pretty much harmless. It's just mainly a mental thing. But I'm like that. For people who wonder why I don't like to collab and stuff, it's more that, and it's weird too because I have to explain it to people because they're like, I work in a field that requires me to meet and talk with new people every single day to work with multiple people. But then I finish my job and I want, it sounds bad to say, I want nothing to do with people. It's not because I had a bad day or anything. That's not my comfort zone. And you'll hear this from people that are introverted, but that do work in like customer service or entertainment, is, you can function perfectly fine, but it is nerve-wracking. It's like one of the reasons I can trying to figure out how to say it without coming off weird, but not weird, but you know what I mean. But it's like you have these people that are like they're professionals, but they take forever to do something, or they tell you, I wasn't really comfortable doing it, and you don't understand it unless you like that. There are people that are super outgoing, the actual extroverts, and then there's people like me. I'm not really an extrovert. I never have been, even though I've been all over the world, even though I served in the military, slept in barracks with, 60, 70 different people, and I'm very good at making friends and stuff like that. When I'm left to my own devices, or like when I used to have to go out, you know, the whole team would want to go out and party. I'd be there to be social for a couple of, few hours, and then I'd straight up dip. That's just the way I am. Uh, and, it's being an introvert. It's part of being an introvert. I call it a functioning introvert because you do function fairly well in society, but if given the choice, you would not. So one of the reasons I have trouble, I'm fine with meeting new people and stuff, but if I start getting, like if somebody shows interest in me, you know, for a different relationship, I'll be a hell of a lot more shy than I have any right to be. Does not fit my persona normally, but that's what I call being a functioning introvert. And it just popped on me because, this person was, doing a collab with people, and there were people in the chat that were like, they were shocked when she was like, "Yeah, I'm just really nervous. I'm the big time introvert." And it's like, bro, you're a streamer with like 700,000 subscribers. You do one or two collabs, and she's basically like, "Yeah, I use that kind of like I forced myself to do that, but that's not the comfort zone." So I've always just referred to that as being like a functional introvert. Perfectly fine to be. There was never any diagnosis for it. It doesn't need to be diagnosed. It's just the way you are. You don't like crowds. I do not like crowds. I can operate perfectly fine in them. But if you want to take me to like a march or a one of those, what do they do? They not march. I don't protest, but often. No reason. Nothing that really riles me up like that. But like when I was in high school and stuff, we'd go do like the 10 or go to a 10K or something. I don't like it. I don't like it. I never actually liked formation running in the military. I don't like people close to me when I'm running. You know, freaks me out. It actually still happens when I'm like, because I work in the city. So I'm working in the city and I'm walking down the street. I will literally cross to the other side if there's like a gaggle of tourists on one side. I don't want to be on that side of the sidewalk. It's just a thing. I don't like big anonymous crowds. I never have. Like people will be like, "Oh, we got to go to first night." Hell no, no, nope, nope. Fine with movie theaters. Never really bothered me with that. It's just big gaggles of people standing around. I just don't like it. Don't like it. I think a lot of people are like that. We can function perfectly fine. We do what we got to do. Nothing says you have to like it or voice that concern. But yeah, I get like that in the morning, especially because I leave very early in the morning, very early to commute, which is cool for me. I do like, sitting on the train. There's only like 10 or 15 people in a huge car. I get comfy in there. That's about my threshold. Like a super crowded one annoys the hell out of me. And that's what it is. It's not fear. It's just that annoying feeling that crops up is like it's too damn crowded. And my threshold for crowds is way lower than anybody else's, than most people's. But again, I work in retail, so I'm constantly meeting new people, and people are always surprised. They're like, you know, In work, you're fine. You're joking with people. You're fun to be with. You're always goofing off and stuff like that. You go up to a new person, help them out, be real friendly. As soon as I get out of work, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Yeah, but again, I love the morning commute. But yeah, I will literally want my own sidewalk. I'm like that. I see people coming towards me, walking side by side. I'm like, y'all need to split up. Come on, man. Uh, give me at least 3 feet. Give me that space. It's just the way I am. It's the way I am. Nothing wrong with it, but I just found it rather interesting that somebody that has a really sizable following and collabs a lot has the same, that's kind of the same thing going on. And it's just interesting. Interesting. Nothing wrong with it. Just it's amusing to see that. But it also explains stuff like why you single after all these years, JD. It's not that I haven't had interest, and I do occasionally get interest. Last one was weird. We won't talk about that one. Way too young. Uh, yeah, she was. I had no interest. People noticed it too, and it was like, you know, just the interest was there, and it was like, no, I think not. I need him to be at least, at bare minimum, I want him within 10 years, and I'd like him closer. It's not a no, not a no. I mean, but yeah, under the age of 18, hell no, hell no. I mean, my standpoint isn't even physical; it's just basically mental. Before anything physical, mental is the most important to me. Because if we're not compatible mentally, I don't give a damn. You could look like the most bomb ass person in the world if you are like trash mentally or just immature mentally. Because I'm like that. I try to logically think things through. It's like, well, yeah, we could do this, this, and this, but eventually we're going to have to talk to each other. And that's where the problems are going to arise. And that's the thing for me. I'm not in it
Take your
for.
time.
I've never been in it for like a quick fix to put it mildly. So my thing has always been like, what's going to happen after? You know, we're going to want to talk to each other and stuff. And I'm like, can't think of anything we want to do. Am I too early for this guy? Is that what's happening? Yeah, I'll buy all your rounds. I burned through these pretty quick. So I'll take those off your hands. What else you got on my want? Might have hit up what's his name too. Hugh. I think we go. I think we'll go. See, I think we'll go see Hugh. But yeah, that's just the thing. I just really found the intro slash faking an extrovert thing kind of interesting. But yeah, the relationship thing is always. I mean, I'm open to just about anything, but there are definitely boundaries, and I always have trouble explaining that when they're like, "Oh yeah, but she's cute," and I'm like, I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm this age and she's 20, and I'm like, unless she's like reincarnated from like an old man or old woman that really loved history and astronomy, we're not going to have nothing in common. I mean, yeah, okay, we both like anime. Yeah, that's going to last not long. We don't know a lot more to make a connection, just saying. I mean, physical is physical, but I don't really care about that. That's a good thing about getting older. The older you get, the less you give a shit. About a lot. I will say that. Also, I didn't get my 3 droppers. Alright, I'm going to leave this here. Alright, anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me in my never-ending quest to give you talk about crap that is meaningless. This has been 7 Days to Die. That's a rock. Valencia, I'm JD Sensei. I upload every day, so please subscribe, and I will catch you all in my next vid. Bye now.